The anime begins with a girl called Emily. She has just killed a slime and our main character Ryôta was a drop from the slime. Thinking he's just a weird, shaped meat item, she tries to cut him up, but this awakes him and frightens the girl. She still questions whether or not he is human to Ryôta's surprise. She explains to him how every time she kills a slime beans sprout are meant to drop, hence why she thought he was food. Ryôta, clearly confused, questions everything, so Emily decides to show him what she means. A slime approaches them and hits her, taking half of her health. But she counterattacks, managing to squish and kill it. The slime then disappears, and bean sprouts are left behind. Ryôta is surprised by this, and she says that slimes always drop bean sprouts. He finally questions where he is and what he's doing here. Ryôta questions how this isn't normal, but Emily tells him that everything is dropped by monsters in dungeons. She then questions how he doesn't know all of this stuff, as it should be common knowledge. They walk and talk, and he asks if they are in Japan or Earth at least, and she is clueless to both of his questions. She kills another slime and Ryôta questions why she only kills slimes. And she explains that there are only slimes in level 1 of the Tilulu dungeon. And when asked why she doesn't go to a different area, she says she's not strong enough to explore anywhere else. He notes how strong she is to be on level 1, and she says if she levels up a bit, she will try out the next level of the dungeon. Shocked, he questions about the leveling up system, and she tells him that you level up through hard work. She then shows him a board that is used to check stats. She touches a green ball which turns the machine on and displays her stats. Her stats are ordinary, or even below average. She is only level 3 out of 40. He later notices that there are 2 pages to the stats sheet. She tells him that this page is for drop stats. The higher the drop chance, the easier it is to get better drops and get them more often. Since her highest drop chance is plants, that's the reason why the slimes always drop bean sprouts. He notices that all of her drop chance stats are horrible, with them all being F ranked, with 1 E ranked in plants. When Ryôta checks his stats, he sees to his dismay that he is level 1 to 1, meaning he is stuck at level 1, and all his stats are F ranked. However, his drop ranks are all S ranked. Initially confused, thinking S is bad as it's low on the alphabet, Ryôta recalls games from previous life and how S is normally the best ranked. But to put his theory to the test, he wants to kill a slime. Emily tries to give Ryôta her weapon, but it proves to be way too heavy for him. So, she gives him a bamboo spear instead. He finds a slime and initially misses his first attack, but he charges again and manages to impale the slime, causing it to disappear. However, this time it leaves behind a massive pile of bean sprouts. This is more than Emily has seen in her 2 years of farming. This confirms that S rank is the best. Now hungry after his first kill, Emily decides to cook for Ryôta. She hands him a bowl of bean sprouts and soup, and he really enjoys it. She then hands him another bowl, and when he tries it, the bowl brings him to tears. He says he can't remember the last time he had a nice warm meal, and someone to keep him company. A flashback to his life before his reincarnation is shown. He used to work late, and just eat trash convenience store food every day. This routine destroyed his health until he was bedridden. When he got better, he decided to make up for lost time. So, the next time he went to work, he worked himself to death, and got reincarnated. He explains how his life was a living hell and everything he did was pointless. But Emily comforts him and embraces him whilst giving him words of encouragement. He thanks her and then questions about where they can sleep. She explains that there is a town right outside the dungeon. However, Emily is too poor to afford anything in the town, so she sleeps in the dungeon. She says it's her dream of renting an apartment one day. She gives him the bamboo stick and lets him know that he can find her here anytime. He starts to understand the currency of his new world. They use something called pilo. The bean sprouts are worth 200 pilo, and ramen is worth 500 pilo. But a room costs 2,000 pilo just for one night. After checking the prices of everything he wants, he decides to start farming. He starts killing slimes and exchanging the bean sprouts for money. He explains how even though he is stuck at level 1, with his drop rates he knows that he can make a good living for himself. He takes Emily to a rental house and explains to her that he got it with just 3 days of earnings. He gives her the key to the house and says he will pay for her rent. He says he is doing it because of the soup from earlier, as it meant a lot to him. She holds his hands, and she can see how it is very bruised. She is also worried about his eye bags, which suggests that he is sleep deprived. She then invites him to stay with her so she can make him soup every day. We see Ryôta exchanging his bean sprouts with a merchant called Urza. He asks what the level 2 slimes drop, and she says they drop carrots. She also tells him about rumors of a new dungeon opening called Nihonium. She says the drops are unknown for now, but an organization called Neptune will figure it out for them. They are the most powerful organization in their land. After someone in line calls him out for taking too long, he decides to leave, but Urza attempts to ask him out on a date, but he declines. A co-worker then makes fun of her for her rejection. He returns home to Emily, greeting him warmly. The house is cleaned completely, and looks very tidy now. She gives him a hot towel and special tea. He inquires about her doing lots of work, but she explains that she enjoys it. He talks to Emily about the new dungeon, but she says it's useless as there are no drops. Ryôta decides to check out the dungeon as a place with no drops is too strange. A powerful skeleton attacks him and breaks a pillar, showcasing his strength. He attacks him with his bamboo spear, but it does 0 damage. A pillar falls on top of the skeleton, trapping it so it can't move. Ryôta uses this opportunity to slowly kill the skeleton. When the skeleton disappears, a seed is dropped, and when Ryôta picks it up, it disappears, and a voice says his max HP has increased. To Emily's surprise, Ryôta has managed to become stronger even though he is still level 1. With this knowledge, Ryôta decided to go and kill some more skeletons. He also did some experiments with Emily. They figure out the seeds only drop when he kills the skeletons, and no one else can pick up the seeds or hear the voice. He concludes that the Nihonium dungeon is a stat-increasing dungeon reserved for S ranks. Whilst eating, it's revealed that Ryôta has maxed out his HP rank to S tier, and he now plans on trying to move to level 2 of the Tilulu dungeon. Emily shows concern over his well-being, which leads to a flashback to his past where he says no one cared about him back then. The next day we see Ryôta fighting a slime. It manages to land a direct hit on him. But to his surprise, it didn't hurt at all, and his health bar is almost unchanged. He takes many hits and concludes that because of his S rank HP he is very resistant to attacks now. He then attacks the slime and kills it. When it disappears, it drops a massive carrot. Another slime starts to approach very quickly, but a fireball hits it, killing it instantly, resulting in a smaller carrot being dropped. A man picks up the carrot, and we see a group of 3 men. One of them checks out his stats, and they figure out he is only level 1. So they make fun of him and walk away. A cute bunny girl appears behind him to his surprise, and he questions if her ears are real or not. She asks if he is really level 1, and he confirms it. She calls him trash, then hits him on the head. She is surprised about something, then walks away to Ryôta's confusion. He gets home and tells Emily that he sold the carrots for 8,000. And he kept some so Emily can use it to cook. Someone knocks on their door, and it's revealed to be the bunny girl from the dungeon. She hits him again and says she hates low levels, but she also says she loves him. That's all for this video. That's the first episode, and if you want to see me continue this, like, subscribe and join my Discord in the description. Look out and take care.